morning, it's Denise with Better and Brighter. And it's kind of early morning here. Everyone's gone from my house. I'm wearing my Shower the People You Love with Love shirt because I like that shirt, and drinking my first cup of coffee. I just want to talk about how kids are being raised these days. I've been looking for books. I love parenting books. It's like one of my, I don't know, I just love them. I'll like read all the books and learn all the things because I teach kids etiquette and manners and social skills. And I want to be up to date on everything going on. And I've been teaching for over 20 years and I love it. And I really make a difference. I know that I can teach kids all the social skills they need, whether it's setting a table. And besides setting the table, it's also at the table. What happens at the table? It's not just what fork to use. It's starting a conversation. It's not using your iPad or whatever. And it's complimenting the food. It's so many things at the table besides the fork. So I love it. And there's all the other lessons, social skill lessons I teach. I love that. Now, so one of the books I came across was the title was something like You're Raising a Jerk or something like that. And I'm like, or how to know you're raising a child that's a jerk or something. I'm like, that's so harsh. That is so crazy. But I think parents want to know. I mean, parents want to know how to raise responsible, well-liked, kind kids. And I think part of the problem that I'm seeing is that some families and some parents have their kids more in control in the house. You know, they work all day, they're stressed. Like the last thing they want to do is have an argument with their kids. I mean, they have like these precious maybe 3 hours, hopefully, of 3 hours of time that they can be with their kids. And so they don't want it, they want to make it easy. But what's happening is they're letting their kids only eat macaroni and cheese or whatever, or being on their screen too long, or not having responsibilities. And I know it's hard, but it's actually hurting the kids. And this is what I'm seeing in my classes. So when I talk to the parents, they will say, can you talk to them about eating habits, or that they're really picky, or that they're using, the screen too much. I can't get them off their screen. And I'm like, yeah, I can talk about that. And that's actually, we talk about that a lot, and not just talk about, but why. Like, how does it make other people feel when you're always on your screen? Like then we do role playing and acting around that. Same with being a picky eater. I mean, we can all be picky. Like there's some things I don't love. But it's also feelings like that. So if your mom serves you something new and you look at the food and say, that's disgusting, I'm never gonna eat that, how does that make your mom feel? So we do a lot of role playing. But also we have to think as parents what we're doing. Our kids don't go out to the grocery store and buy their own food. We do it. We buy the food. We put the food in the pantry. And there's a big problem with obesity, and it's not the kids. It's not the kids. It's us. We're the ones that put that in our house. So we need to be accountable for that. And screen time. It's us. Who bought them the screen? Like we did. I remember when my son, when GameCube came out. I don't know if you remember that, and he wanted to get the video game, the console, and I said no. Like I am not. And then computer games were happening. A lot of his kids were playing. And I'm like, I was the worst parent. And I didn't give in. It's like, I just couldn't understand how I would want my child to be playing all this stuff. So he got one. He bought it with his own money on eBay. And it wasn't the center of the house. He put it in his room. And he played it once in a while. And it was something to do when kids came over to play. They'd bring their little games. But it's not something I ever talked about or ever thought was cool or ever bought t-shirts for or any of that stuff. So I stood for something. And just because something's popular doesn't mean it's a right thing to do, right? So I think in today's age, now don't get me wrong, like there were times when I was so happy that he would play those games because I can get stuff done, or watching a movie or putting you in front of something, like it was like, thank you so much for that time, like a babysitting thing, because believe me, I needed those times. But there has to be a balance there. And I think we all know, like we know when it's too much, right? So, so I think to make our kids' lives better and brighter, we just need to be more in charge. And I know it's tiring, I know it's hard, but honestly, it pays off in the end. And I've seen it pay off with kids when I've talked to parents and say, just switch this a little bit or do this. And it's so worth it because the family's more engaged and they're more social. So anyway, that's my talk for today. All right, have a good one. Okay, bye.